Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and this is the birth chart for Tai Lopez. He's a YouTuber and entrepreneur. And before I get started, I am offering readings just like this one, specifically Life Path, Evolutionary Astrology readings for only $50. So contact me if you're interested in that. I love to connect with you via phone call or video call. So let's get into Tai Lopez here. Now this chart is speculative, meaning I'm not sure if the rising sign in houses is correct. Someone came up with this apparently, but let's go with it. Let's just assume that it is correct. But what we do know is correct here is a moon in Virgo and a sun in Aries. And then we have this Scorpio rising. So let's do the evolutionary astrology thing, the life path thing, and let's start here with Pluto. Pluto is retrograde and it's in the 11th house. So with Pluto being in the 11th house, we see that he is an internet guy. He's a YouTuber. I believe this is how he got famous on the internet. In the 11th house, we could associate with the internet. And with Pluto, the deepest part of the chart being there, this is where he's coming from into life. And it's retrograde, showing this is something that he's potentially redoing, renewing, something that he's done before, that he's doing again. And we see that there with Pluto in the 11th. Also, it's in Libra, so we can loosely add that this is a guy that has to do with that's interested in relationships and networking. So there's that. He has all of this going for him. That's going to come into play as we look later in the chart and see how his life plays out. So we can look at the south node. Here's the north node. The south node is not pictured here. It's in the it's at 1 degree. Looks like 1 degree Taurus, and it's in the 7th. So another piece to this, where he's coming from, is the south node. It's in the 7th. So I talked about the 11th and Libra with Pluto, and here he has the 7th. Also, we consider that the Libra house. So where he's coming from this place of the other person, relating to other people, interested in these things, interested in relationships, interested in networking. The 7th and the 11th also we could consider are social. These are social houses. And then what's the sign? The sign that's on the 7th house cusp and that the south node is in Taurus. And that's ruled by Venus, and the planet that would rule these things. Also, it's a planet that rules money, and we see Taurus there. These are you could loosely say why is he interested in these things? Well, he's interested in survival. He's interested in making money. He's interested in accumulating things. So you could almost consider him a hoarder of people in a sense. So there's that. And before I go any further, we can look at the ruler. The ruler of the 11th is Mercury, and that where that Pluto is, and the Mercury is with Jupiter, a fortunate planet. And we can look at this. And we could even say that whole sign that's in the 7th house. And then the ruler of the 7th, Venus, is in Aries down here in the 5th. And I'm going to get into this. The 5th, especially Venus in the 5th, is a very fortunate placement for a planet. So there's that. And before I go any further, let's say one thing I want to mention about this ruler, Venus in the 5th of the 7th, and then this Jupiter, Mercury in the 7th in Taurus. We could say that this is a person who not only is interested in these things that I've mentioned, but he would have good fortune with the people that he meets. And you could say, throw in that Mercury, they would be very intelligent people. They would be salespeople, Jupiter, Mercury, people that would be able to make money for him. And then the ruler of that seventh, Venus, being in the fifth, would also correlate with that. And the reason why that's important is because it's not as if, this is a guy that kind of would tout this stuff, and that you see people talking about that you can do whatever they did. Well, not everyone, while yes, it's true that, everyone can go out there and try to make relationships and try to meet people and network, but not everyone's going to meet the right person. And that's something that you see in this chart when you see someone who has good fortune around who they meet, or you could see the specific types of people that they meet. That this Jupiter, Mercury, these people that have the ability to sell, to persuade. I just saw an ad that he did. That's what precipitated this. That he was looking for salespeople, because salespeople can make you money. He's looking for master persuaders. So there's that. And then we can look at the future. What's the future according to this type of astrology? The North Node. And the North Node, of course, is in Scorpio. And it's in the first sign, whole sign, 12th house. Let's just say it's in the first house. It's in the first house, and it's in Scorpio, of course, a money sign. And it's in this house of the self. You could say, again, this is a guy who wants to merge with people. Pluto, Scorpio. And Uranus is there as well. And of course, Uranus is retrograde, showing this renewing, redoing. And then I mentioned already the polarity of Pluto in the fifth. You can see that he has indications that he is already moving into this space, into this future space, meaning there's indication with this Uranus North Node. You can see the North Node is moving towards Uranus, internet. And then the Venus in the fifth. You could even throw in there romance, good luck with women. That this guy is moving, he's in a state of fruition in his life when it comes to these things. So I will say that, it's often thrown around that if you have money, you can get women or men or whoever. And that's not always the case. But with him, of course, he would say that because it would be the case. So there's that. And then if we look at this South Node that was at 1 degree Taurus, it is also moving towards this Jupiter. This Jupiter Mercury is moving towards this South Node, which, as I mentioned, he's looking for salespeople. Again, you can see this coming into life a little bit later, right about, he's later in life, in his late 40s. And you can see this Jupiter Mercury moving towards this 7th house South Node, trying to relate to people for that reason. So what else? Well, where's his motivation at? It's Mars, and it's here, the ruler of the first. It's in the 8th. Motivation, and it's in Cancer, a money sign. It's creating this family around investment, around money, trusts, merging, making business with each other. And Saturn is there as well in the 9th. Would be ruled by, the 9th house is that Jupiter house. So there's that as well. It's a very good placement for Saturn when it comes to this stuff. Let's see. And then the moon, of course, the moon in Virgo is interested in finance. Pisces, Virgo is very much interested in finance. And that moon is loosely making a trine to that Jupiter Mercury and the south node. So there's that. So I'm going to leave this one here for now. It's getting a little bit long. Maybe I'll come back to it I'll come back to it at a later time. And Thanks for watching.